Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know this is the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18 right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday night at 9 p.m., and I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're here to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're picking the best stuff from your children's Halloween candy, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Yes, got to pay the dad tax. Oh, there you go.
That's right.
Well, tonight we're talking with Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, and our return guest, Komakino.
Hello.
Welcome. We're going to talk about an awesome new geocaching treasure, because geocaching is all about treasure.
Yes.
And as always, live audience, we want to hear from you, so chime in and join the discussion. It is 9 p.m. Thursday. I'm Wits End, and it's time to bring in our comic chimpanzee. Where's that chimpanzee?
Oh.
Some say Tarzan would call him a cheetah, and others say all of his meals are cooked in an easy bake oven. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
You have no idea how many 40-watt light bulbs I go through.
Wow. Yeah, and the fluorescent ones just don't quite do it.
No.
Those little
And
CFLs don't
the
break.
LED ones aren't working at all. All right. Hey, good to be here, my friends. We've got a full deck of cards here tonight.
I'm the Joker.
Full house. It is awesome to be here. I'm gonna start from, I guess it's the same. I was gonna say from my upper corner, but I guess it's the same for everybody. It's not just unique to me. Joshua, welcome to the show.
Hello, it's great to be here. First time, I think, on Caching in the Northwest. Probably because I'm not from the Northwest.
You're northwest of somewhere.
Yeah, we won't hold it against you.
That is true.
And then working hard there in the middle of my screen, it's Komakino. Hey, Rich, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, thanks for having me back on.
It's a pleasure to have you back.
3 times.
He's keeping count.
Wow.
All right.
That's right. I'm going for JT Coffee numbers there. Watch out, JT Coffee.
He's coming for you. All right. Well, folks, before we jump into any and all of that, it's a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of our patrons who help to keep this podcast coming each and every week. And a special thanks to Land Sharks, one of our corporate Denali level sponsors. Remember that they place custom orders from Shop Geocaching every couple of weeks. So let them know if there's something special that you would like brought in. And our other corporate Denali level sponsor, well, hey, all the way over there in Gold Country. They want to remind you to start planning for your next trip to Gold Country. There are places to visit and geocaches to find, but please pay attention to disabled caches and closed Forest Service roads. We need to give the spaces some time to recover from forest fires, but you can still get up there and visit the beautiful villages and towns of Gold Country. If you want to find out more, it's exploregoldcountry.com. And of course, as always, if you want to find out more about all of these things and supporting our podcast, click that Patreon link on the cachingnw.com, a website.
Thank you. And as we normally do, sometimes normally, sometimes abnormally, tonight it's time for the glow. What is the glow, you may ask?
What is the glow?
Thank you. Somebody asked. Ooh, fuzz.
It's that
Fuzz
thing
just
you
popped
have,
up in
Chris.
front of me. Yes, it's not that. It's the glow. It's the geocaching log of the week. Whether you wrote it or whether you read it, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better. Send an email or a recording to feedback@cachingnw.com. You can call in to 253-693-TFTC and show us just how you glow.
Right. So, this week's glow was from IHAM. He's in the chat tonight, too. It's from Born on the 4th. That's GCJNXH. Logged by Beezer. And the log says, wife kept telling me I'm in the wrong spot. I was.
End.
That's it. That's the entire log.
End
That
of
may be our
line.
shortest glow ever.
End of line. Yes, that's it.
But have we not all been there?
That is funny.
That
love
same
it.
cache?
I'm always in
Maybe.
the wrong spot.
Oh, that is too funny.
Folks.
I love it.
Yeah. A glow doesn't have to be long. It just has to be good, right? And that one made us laugh. That was worthwhile.
There
If
you
you want to join in tonight's chat, use the hashtag comic right there in the live chat, and our chat lackey's going to grab your comment, toss it into our show notes so we don't miss a thing. Thank you, chat lackey. And if you want to put something in for the after show, use the hashtag FATAST. Toss that in, and somehow through the magic of chat lackeys, it shows up at the after show time period. We don't know how it works. It's magic.
You tired, Chris?
Why? Why do you say that?
That's awesome. All right. Yes. So hashtag comic if you want to participate, hashtag FATAS. And now, before we get into our main topic for tonight, let's talk about a little bit of news. I found something interesting as I was Googling things today. And as we all know, every once in a while, Google throws, well, not every once in a while, every day, Google throws out a doodle on.
It used to be more random or more rare, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now it's pretty much every day there's a Google Doodle. Well, today's, and often I'll see them and I'll go, well, I wonder what this is. So, I'll hover over it and it'll be a name. And if I know the name, I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. And if I don't know the name, I'll often click because I'm curious. Well, today I clicked because I had no idea who Charles K. Cow is. Well, he is the inventor of fiber optics as a data transmission medium. And today was the day to celebrate him. So this podcast is coming to you super quickly, thanks to electrical engineer, physicist, and knighted Sir Charles Kuhn Cow.
It's funny you bring that up because you're almost exactly describing my situation. I see Google Doodles and I go, oh, well, okay, that's cool. And today I went, I'm going to click on that one. And yes, he had quite a few letters, degrees, whatever titles at the end of his name. That was quite impressive. So.
Indeed.
Wits End, you clicked on it because there was binary there.
Well, that is a big snag, yes. Yes. And speaking of snag, we'd like to talk about Snag the Tag. That's geocaching high and low. How about that?
Ooh.
Are you, yes, you, looking for even more location-based gaming opportunities? We've got news for you. Snag the Tag is a new game starting on November 19th. That's coming up awfully quickly. Now, Snag the Tag is an outdoor activity similar to geocaching with a competitive edge, because we know there are no competitive edges in geocaching. At least not that I've found. No. But like geocaching, there are hiders and there are finders. A hider purchases a hider pack from Shop Geocaching or a participating distribution partner. Wonder who that might be. And then hide the tag from the packet. The finders sign up at Snag the Tag, learn the locations of the hides, and then it's a race to find the hidden tags. Note, the tags are not placed in geocaches.
Not supposed to be anyways.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That
Close.
it's not outside the realm of possibility, but they're not supposed to be. So head over to Shop Geocaching to get started and check out the blog to learn more about this exciting game.
There you go. Very cool.
How
All
very
right.
nice. But with all that said and done, it's time to get down to business. And tonight it's the funnies business.
Oh, boy.
With our
See
guests.
what you
And
did there.
yeah, I think you know our guests. You've probably seen them a time or two here, there, maybe even earlier tonight. But just in case you don't know one of these fine gentlemen, could you both do some introductions? Joshua, you happen to be in the upper left-hand corner. Let's start there.
Yes, I'm here. Hey, everybody. It's Josh, known as the geocaching vlogger in the geocaching world. I had a long day. I woke up today in rural Iowa and hung out with a bunch of sophomores, trying to inspire them to be a little bit more respectful of each other.
Oh.
Then I drove home and was on Challenge Talk podcast and played with my dog a little bit. And now I'm hanging out with you all today. So it's good to be here. And I'm really excited to talk about this project that me and Rich have been working on for a bit here.
Well, thank you very much for staying up this late on
Yeah.
a very long day,
Really long day.
a very full day.
That's
And-
very full.
Yeah.
He's
well,
going to teach
and
us
thanks
to
for the
respect
work.
each other here.
I was just going to say thanks for the work that you do outside of geocaching, in motivating and supporting kids in giving them some good life skills.
Yeah. It's a pretty sweet gig. It's I have that warm feeling every day when I finish work, so that's pretty cool.
I think that's just your heated car seats.
Oh, it's that too. That's part of it. Yes.
Now I've driven through Iowa at night.
Mhm.
I didn't see any lights on. I thought the whole state was a commuter state. I didn't know anybody actually stayed there overnight.
Yeah, people actually do live there. I was surprised.
I know there are lights at a specific baseball field.
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
true.
if you build it, they will come,
Of course.
or he will come. Is the actual line.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
So Rich or Umakino
Yeah.
without the kid.
Well, she's in the
At the
other room,
moment.
so
Okay.
she's doing
At the
her homework. She's being a good kid.
What?
There you go.
I know, right?
Did you have to bribe her?
Yeah, proof she's adopted. What? I'm sorry.
You heard it here first, folks.
I mean, no.
She got all her
Yeah.
good qualities from her mother. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
My kids were the same way.
Well, zooming across the continent and landing in our own Pacific Northwest backyard with third-time return guest, Rich, aka Komakino. Rich, in case folks missed your first two appearances on the podcast, can you remind listeners where they might find you either geocaching or online?
Find me right here in this little box. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Komakino, Komikino, as it says right there. You can find me there with my geocaching adventures that I do with my daughter. We still occasionally go out and find some caches here and there. So you can see our fun caching adventures right here.
Nice. And
Yeah.
let's never say anybody's put Komakino in a box.
No,
And don't put baby in a corner.
that's right.
That's right. Now, as Joshua hinted, you two have been very busy over the past little bit of time here with something entirely new, something new, something never been done before. Tell us what you've been working on.
Well,
I'll let
Rich
you guys decide who speaks first.
Rich and I have been holding a little secret with from the geocaching community for quite some time. We had it was almost convenient, Rich, that we had a pandemic that we could just stay in our offices and create new things and
Not have to socialize with people and
and,
afraid.
and apparently tonight you were doing it right now. Like I've put Rich to work. I don't let him stop 24/7. Look at he's coloring
He's a
my
slave driver.
hair.
Help me.
He's coloring my hair as he speaks. Look at that. You can see his screen. Look at that. It looks like the part might be going the wrong.
Josh's
Rich,
head. It looks
the
just
part's
like him.
going the wrong way. You should fix that. You got an eraser on that?
Or just Control Z the whole thing.
It's really hard to tell which one's the real geocaching vlogger there.
Yeah, which one's the
Yeah.
real one?
It's such a
Anyway, we've been working on what we believe, I think. I mean, I've done some Google searching. I think what will be the very first geocaching comic book adventure story called The Greatest Treasure. Dun, 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 dun.
Yay.
And we just launched a Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign on Sunday with the goal of raising about $10,000 to make this actually a reality. The the Indiegogo campaign was supposed to last for 60 days, and as of tonight, 4 days in, we raised over $10,000. So, so Rich, guess what? Yeah, it's
I get paid.
Yeah, yeah, Rich got paid,
I'm so happy.
and
I can eat.
But can the kid?
and so Rich,
We need more money
now
for
we
that.
Really have to do it. We really have to do it, Rich. So keep
Now you're
going. Keep
committed.
going. I'll keep
Okay.
talking.
Okay, I'll keep coloring your hair.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Good thing
My
I'm right
pen
here.
I'll
Yeah.
just
All
put some
about the hair.
lines in here. Look at
And
that.
so it's going to be a comic book for all ages. As we, I've always take pride in all the content that I put out on YouTube to be family friendly, and geocaching is intended to be for everybody. So I think this comic book is going to have a little bit something for everybody.
Very cool.
Comic
And-
books are, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and here's the cool thing about it. I know this question will come up later is that you're going to be able to hand this comic book to anyone, including a Muggle, and they're going to have a very good sense of not only what geocaching is, but many of the facets of what all is involved with geocaching.
It's educational.
It's educational, yeah, and entertaining. There you go.
It's intercation. No, I don't know what that.
Edutainment.
Edutainment. That's the
There
word.
it is.
Edutainment.
Yes.
There it is.
How did you come up with an idea like a comic book? I mean, aren't those a thing of the past? Or I guess they're still around niche markets, but
It wasn't my original intention to make a comic book. Actually, years ago, I've been thinking about this story for quite some time, and I wanted to actually make a children's book, because I get so many comments and messages on my YouTube channel of like parents that message me and they're like, "Oh, before we go to bed at night, my kid doesn't want to listen to any stories. They just want to watch your YouTube videos. So we watch your geocaching videos before they go to bed." And it got me thinking, like, you know what? Maybe we should encourage some reading. And so I was like, well, what if I did a kind of a geocaching vlogger adventure children's book? So that was my original intention and idea. But then as I was thinking about, who I would have to illustrate it, I thought, it would be really awesome if I had a very talented artist that is also a geocacher. And so
I was second choice.
yeah, thank you. Rich wasn't the one. That wasn't Rich. He was the second. I knew you were going to say that, Rich. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good bit.
Wow, I'm that predictable. Wow.
So so Rich has written and created comic books before. So I thought, okay, let's steer things a little bit as I talked to Rich. I think I don't know, Rich, did I approach you for a children's book, or did I approach you and say, no, comic books are your thing. Let's do a comic book.
It was 2018 at the GeoCoin Fest when
Wow.
when I was chauffeuring him around Issaquah. We went to after the events. We went to one of the Pacific Northwest's finest eateries, Taco Time, and come on, love the place.
As one does.
So, yeah, exactly. So
anytime is taco time.
That's right. So when we were there, Hinako grabbed a napkin and she was just kind of doodling and cartooning around on the napkin, just kind of drawing like cute little animals and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, let me see that. And I was drawing like the cartoon caricatures that you see of Hinako and I on our YouTube show, those little cartoon characters there. And Josh was looking there and he was, you guys are really good at this. This is really cool. And I think it was that moment there when he saw us just drawing and having fun that kind of maybe sparked the the notion to like get us to, or to get me to do something for you. I think like maybe it planted the seed there for that there. So I think that was the starting point where he saw that. And then it was, of course, last year, he shot me a message and was saying like, hey, I've got this idea for a comic book. Would this be something that you would be interested in? And I was like, yeah, this sounds cool, because a friend of mine a few years before had said, why don't you make a comic book on geocaching? If you make a comic book on geocaching, I would read it. That would be so cool. So this way people can kind of see what it's about. And I kind of tossed the idea around a little bit. I had kind of like, what is that? Steve Canyon? It's like the old Sunday funnies comic strip, like where it's like, today we're going to talk about canyons and cows, and he was thinking something like that I should do, but I couldn't think of anything fun with it. And it would just kind of got me like, here's a geocache. You go out and find it. Turn in next week when we figure out how to sign a logbook. I couldn't.
Oh, you've watched our podcast. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what are they going to do next week? There, I got to put that in a comic. And then I thought about maybe like something like a Pokemon thing, like let's go out and find caches. And it's like, no, that's stupid. So I just kind of scrapped the thing and didn't think anything of it. And then again, Joshua brought up the idea, and he said, hey, here's some ideas I have for it. I'll be doing this, and there's the characters and whatnot in there. And it's like, okay, this works. He formulated it to where it's fun, it's entertaining. People who don't geocache can pick it up and read it, and like, oh, this is why Land Monkey likes Earth caches. Things like that.
They're
so
awesome.
This way they can learn about the caches, and there's even caches listed in it that people who are new can learn about, and also cachers who are seasoned cachers like you guys, I hope, can learn about some of these other new cache locations out there, and maybe put it on a like a to-do list.
Very cool.
So
Yeah,
really
the locations in the book are actual real locations, and some of them are actually real caches. That we've even contacted the owners and just say, hey, can we depict your cache in comic form? So these are real locations. Some places, I'm giving a little bit away here. Some places where I've actually been, and other places that I would hope to be someday, maybe.
Wonderful.
Were any caches harmed in the making of this comic?
There's some great feedback in the live chat that I want to share. UDAC shared that. She says, I think a comic book would attract various ages. A regular book could turn off the younger generation that we want to bring into the game. So there you go. There's a kudos for you guys on the project there. GSM times 2 has a question for you, Joshua. How do you feel about your videos putting kids to sleep?
Oh, I don't mind at all. That's just fine. They can just press the autoplay, and then it just keeps playing. It'll just keep playing my videos all night.
The count just keeps going up. It's all good.
The ads will keep coming through on the bumpers. It's just great.
And it's subliminal learning too, or something.
You wake up when they get a cache crate subscription.
Yeah, perfect.
That's funny.
It's a win-win situation.
There you go. You guys have touched on this a little bit, but you've discussed how you each bring unique skills to the project and some of the foundation of how this got started. But how, aside from the obvious of rich draws, how did you decide to divide up the work to tackle such a huge project?
Well, I in my job, my regular job, and also on YouTube, I guess I'd consider myself in some ways a storyteller. So I came sort of with the story and had the sort of the vision for it. And let me just say, I'm just going to show you some behind the scenes right now. Look at this. This is Rich is like, what do you have in mind? And this, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that.
Ooh, storyboard.
As you can see.
So why is Rich doing all the drawing?
I know, right?
Right? Yeah.
I think it'd be funny. Maybe we should have had a perk where you could actually receive the actual.
Oh, that would be cool.
Scratchings. Like send this as a joke, maybe on April Fools. Like it's, and then it's
here's your comic.
Yeah.
Thanks for your money. Here's your comic.
Suckers. No. That'd be a cool perk if you could put some of those pages in with like a book that you send out or something like that.
Would be
maybe a random prize would be kind of something cool.
It's like
because I don't think we can add
features.
another mystery tier to the thing. That'd be kind of odd.
But once the story had been written and once the chicken scratchings have been sent, the bulk, just Rich has been working already for, we're talking months. So, and now,
a year.
Are you okay? Do you need a drink of water there?
I need some liquid courage.
Yeah. And now I'm taking sort of the helm of promoting this, getting this thing funded, and sending out the perks, which is that's going to be another big part of it. Is that this end of it as Rich begins to I don't know. We're getting closer to finishing.
We're getting there.
Yeah. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Yay.
Now, you've alluded, you've actually said that this is more than just a comic book. what kind of things can geocachers expect to find in it? I mean, we've talked about real world locations. Comic-fying, is that a word? Comic-fying actual locations and geocaches?
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't want to give away too much, but yes, they're going to be real locations, like I said. There will potentially be some hidden Easter eggs in it. I'll just say that.
Mm.
Dad jokes.
There will be as the story goes on, there will be there's an interactive aspect to it that the reader will be able to work alongside me to help me get through the adventure. So that will be included. We'll be using real people's names. So here's the thing. I'll tell you this. I'm the only human character in the whole book. But I'll be having the books will be filled with animals that will be helping along the way. And these animals are going to be based on real people, real geocachers. I feel like I'm saying too much. Am I saying too much, Rich?
A lot of real geocachers I would describe as animals. So I think that's.
You hit the nail on the head with that one.
Do we want to reveal? Reveal any of the possible real geocachers that are in the book?
That would be on you, man. If you want to reveal one.
Okay, I'll reveal one.
Ooh.
So, well, what is cool on the Indiegogo campaign, within the top tier, the people got to, if they got the first top tier, which was only available to, I believe, 16 people, they could have their own character in the end of the book. So they'll get to choose an animal to be. Rich, did we talk about this earlier? You were going to draw a bunch of people. Yeah. Yes, that's about it. I'm kidding.
Oh, by the way.
Hey, Rich, there's some more drawing to do.
Maybe get some more liquid courage here.
And so, yeah, so we're going to have, 16 geocachers that are supporting this book are going to be in this as an animal character. But we have one person in the story by the name of Land Monkey.
What?
Oh, my goodness. How did that happen?
Yeah, there you go.
How much did he pay us for that?
He might be a monkey.
Might be. So he might be a hippo.
Might be a hippo.
You never know.
We don't know.
Rhino.
Get the comic book and
Might be a
out.
rhino. Might be a peacock. I don't know.
Who knows? Good, but it might be a monkey.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I think, and then of course we're going to be educating on different types of geocaches, real world locations. I think it's gonna be fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
I said a lot.
You did. I'm surprised how much you revealed. We have to get you on the show when you're tired more often.
I know, right?
All right, so you've like I said, you've revealed a lot. There are geocachers in there. They're represented animals, lots of different things. Is this a comic book that would only appeal to geocachers, though, or do you think you'd feel comfortable handing this to muggles as well?
No, as I said before, it's going to educate people, so they're going to learn about geocaching.
They like it or not.
Yeah, right. There's a reason it's called. There's a reason it's called The Greatest Treasure, because people can attach themselves to this idea of going on a scavenger hunt or a treasure hunt. So the title in itself is sort of a hook. And once they get into it, then once they get in the adventure, then they're going to learn, this greatest treasure involves this interesting real world hobby of geocaching, which I'm just really excited about it, that we'll be able to hand this to anybody, put it in the library. Well, one of the people that supported the book said, I can't wait to have this teacher. I can't wait to have this book in my library in my classroom. So that just really makes me excited. I think that's really cool. Look at Rich is crying.
Yeah, I think Rich is cutting onions in the background there.
Keep working, Rich. Keep working.
Oh God,
there's no crying. There's no crying in making comics.
There's no time for emotion. Move on.
Oh God,
That's awesome. That is super cool to get that kind of feedback.
Yeah.
That's
And
cool. I'm really glad to hear that. That makes me feel good. I want to cry.
there you go.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
All right. Well, while Rich works away and tries not to cry on the ink,
Send help.
clearly, as we can tell by looking at Rich, this is a lot of work.
Yes.
So my question is, and I there we go. Hey, Rich, look at you working.
I'm huge.
You were. So I have a bit of a sense of this because, as you've already let slip, I have been given the honor of being privileged to partake in this. So I know approximately, Josh, when you reached out to me, but surely you were working on this before then. So I'm kind of curious, with this much work, how long ago did you guys start this project?
It
Rich,
was.
you would probably know better than me.
I'm trying to think if it was like yesterday. No.
He hasn't slept
I
since
need more
that
liquid
point.
courage. No, I think it was
2019.
April, May of last year. Because that was kind of when I was getting into getting Clip Studio Paint, the program that I'm using
Right.
here, and also I was wanting to get the display tablet. Was kind of around that time. And then when he was like talking about this comic, I was like, sweet, I can now use this program and these tools here to actually make something that people will enjoy. So I do believe it was around
Spring of 2020.
April, May. Yeah, it was like last spring was when it was brought up and we were like talking about it. So let me see if I check.
And you should know, Rich has a job other than making this comic book. So
What?
he's been doing this in his spare time.
I got to make money somehow.
So yeah, so it's not something that's being worked on full time, and it was really interesting. I asked him because I really wanted to be super transparent with the crowdfunding campaign. It takes about, from start to finish, from drawing a one page. We're talking about like when you open a comic book, one page, and you can correct me, Rich, but from start to finish, it's about 15 hours for one page.
Wow.
That's a half a work week.
Yeah,
pretty
because
much.
Josh will he'll have like a script, like panel 1, Josh finds geocache. Panel 3, he'll have like things kind of scripted out, and I want him to have it kind of scripted out so I knew what he wanted to have go on with it. I even asked for the like those page roughs that you saw him with, just kind of put it out there so this way I can visually see, because there's ways you script comic pages where they look like movie scripts,
Mhm.
page 1, panel 1, panel 2, panel, and characters doing this. And since we weren't following that format, I kind of went with what just like storyboard the thing out, draw your animals and things, so I'll just kind of visually throw it all together later on. So then when he gets the script in, and then with the page rough, I will then sit down, and I wish you could see, like, there's like multiple layers here of things. Like there's a pencil layer, then I've got ink layers, I've got layers for each panel as I work on them, where I put in the type, the letters, then I will do flats, and then what I call like overpainting, overlay for like shadows and highlights and stuff, and then backgrounds and things. So I'm doing the work of like 5 people on this. It's pencils, rough pencils, inks, letters, flat colors, then the coloring and any other touch-ups and random just throwing in stuff. And sometimes Josh will be like, we'll have like this thing going on here, and I'm like, oh man, this is like an awesome opportunity for a dad joke, and bounce it off of him there, and he'll be like, yeah, that's awesome, go with that. So you'll know which parts I wrote. So yeah, it's a lot of work on there, and the 15 hours is kind of rough. I can maybe do some pages in 10, some have been like 15 plus, where you'll see like double page spreads, sheets of like puzzles and things that you need to solve and find things in. And it's just, I've never done mazes and puzzles and things, and never illustrated that type of stuff before. So it's been kind of a big learning experience for me for doing these type of things too. It's fun.
Yeah. And
Nice.
how cool is it that I have a geocacher that can do this? I can't imagine trying to explain some of these things to a non-geocacher and to make them understand.
You want them to find an ammo can? Why? What's in an ammo can?
Bullets?
Bullets,
I don't get this game.
Nanos? We talking Star Trek?
And so that's really that makes things a little bit more helpful for me to be able to explain. And just keep in mind, I've never written a comic book before. I had the story in my mind, but I didn't, when Rich asked me to lay it out like this, like this, I was like, how do you do a comic book? Oh, okay. This is my Back to the Future comic book. So I had to research what do comic book layouts look like. So
you had to go buy comic books.
What's that?
You had to go buy comic books as resource material.
Hey,
that's right.
It's a tax write-off.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
It is now.
So you guys have been working on this for a little over 18 months. Holy cow. In all that time of working together, what would you say is a highlight of this project?
I would just say just working with Josh. Shoot, I wish I would have brought it, but I have a sketchbook. And back in 2015, when I started making my own geocaching videos and stuff, Josh was kind of like a big influence. I think I mentioned it before. He was like an influence to help Hinoco go through the Ape Tunnel and stuff. And just kind of watching his videos and things there. And one of the things I wanted to do for one of my shows was people you would like to go geocaching with, famous people you would like to cache with. And I thought, oh man, it'd be sweet to go geocaching with the Ghost Adventures crew, or maybe Josh Gates and Joshua Johnson. It was cool to go caching with the geocaching vlogger. And I had I think I showed that to you, Josh, the cartoony picture I drew of you there, where I thought, that'd be kind of cool. Hey, it'd just be kind of cool that if I was to have an episode like that, it'd be, there we are with Joshua Johnson, and have this cartoony picture of him and stuff. And then we cached together in 2018, and now we're working on a freaking comic book. And it's I think it's just fun. That whole aspect of how that's all come together, and it's we're working on something. Our passion is caching. Ooh, put that on a t-shirt. And dad jokes. And so it just being the chance to work with him on this thing has just been pretty much the highlight of the whole process for this.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, Rich. Likewise, it's been really fun to work with you. And the thing that's such a highlight for me, and these highlights happen weekly, is that it's amazing to have. I have the art and the comic in my brain, right, and trying to communicate that to another human being, and then have all of a sudden him send it to me and it be better than even my imagination could be. That's really amazing. That's really rewarding. And it's such a gift, and it's such a talent, because clearly I don't have that talent. But it's let me just tell you, the comic book in my brain, it's really good. But to have it come to life, it's really exciting. And then this week having the Kickstarter campaign fully funded in 4 days. I mean, and just having the support of the geocaching community, saying, yes, Josh, Rich, we believe in you, and we'll help you make this, because we think it'll be a great thing for the geocaching community. I'm on cloud 9 right now. I don't know, I can't speak for Rich, but just to say, oh my gosh, people believe in this and believe in me and Rich, that it's going to become a reality. That's cool. I know. Oh, it's getting teary. Go back to work.
So happy.
back to work.
Oh, damn, jeez. But I gave you props and everything too, man. Help me.
Well, we're thrilled that we could help
See what I got
tell
to
the story
work,
too.
man.
So to bring this out, this is awesome. There is a ton of comments in the chat. Let's see.
Yeah.
Does anybody
Lots of
have
questions
those-
about the comic, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Does anybody have those at their mouse tip pointed there? I've lost my place to bring them up on the screen. Bring one up. Let's talk about it there.
Well, I'm working on it here.
Okay.
All right.
CRS98. Does the book have a title?
Yes, it does. It is called The Greatest Treasure.
Greatest treasure.
The
Greatest
greatest
treasure.
treasure. And what
Who
is the
doesn't like
greatest
treasure?
treasure? You're gonna have to you'll have to wait and see what the greatest treasure is.
Nice. Brian Lang asked about a high-level overview of the storyline, but I think you gave enough.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah,
Yeah, we don't want to give away too much.
More.
That's right.
We gave away the
It's
basics
me.
to it there.
It's
so.
me geocaching
And
with
fighting
animals.
aliens. I mean,
Oh.
no, there's none of that.
Let's see. Starcasher says it would be. Sounds like it would be good as a door prize at events.
Yeah.
Why would you want to give it away? You're gonna want to keep this.
Well, you
Unless
would
you
buy
wanna-
2 of them, of course.
Oh, of course, yeah. If
One
you
was a
want-
gift
yeah.
for your friends.
Yes. One to
yeah,
keep, one to
really,
give away.
really great door prize for multiple door prizes at your local mega event. Yep.
You might want to have 50 or 100 door prizes. Just saying.
Exactly.
Right, for sure, for sure.
Actually, that reminds me.
Why stop there?
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe we touch on this later. I'm scanning down to see what questions we ask. Yeah, I guess Chris is going to ask this later, but since you brought up, the idea of door prizes and such, I'm going to jump onto your question from that's down further in the notes, so you can take
Taking
mine.
one of yours then.
That's right. We'll trade. But if somebody wants a copy of this comic to get into their own hands, and so you're talking about, why would you want to give it away? How would somebody get a copy of this?
give me
So-
$1,000. You can try and copy.
Ooh.
Get me out of my
$1,000
house
and
and I'll
you
give
get-
you one.
And you get this copy. Ooh,
Autographed. Autographed.
This is my
There you
brain.
go.
So if the first people that will get copies of this comic book will be those that support the Indiegogo page. So even though we already raised the goal, I'm still going to keep it open because there's other perks attached. We're going to make path tags, trackables, stickers. So if people want to get the book first, support that page, then you're going to get stuff that nobody else is going to get or be able to buy through the Indiegogo page. So if you want to wait for the book to come out, I think we're looking at an Amazon situation where they can purchase it on Amazon or purchase it directly from us at your local event, possibly.
Ooh. Nice.
Always better
Yeah.
to go right to the source.
Yeah, thinking of like a Amazon thing where you can just order it for Kindle. You have like a digital copy. And I'm thinking also with they also do their own publishing. So that way you can just order it straight from there. They'll print it up, print on demand, kick a copy out there to you, and there you go. So that'll be after we get the thing launched, of course, and the backers get their things too.
Nice.
Yep. So
Now-
if you want to be the first to get it, to support that page, and we have stretch goals that think other things that we might want to do. So your support is still great, even though we've already made our goal.
Nice. Ryan wants to know, is the Colby Airbnb on the comic?
That's funny. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Referring
Can't give away
to
too
when I was at Mingo Madness, I stayed at an Airbnb that was like in the middle of the country, and it was like a not a barn, grain bins. It was like grain bins, and you're like showering in a grain bin. It was really a very interesting Airbnb.
It's kind of
Um,
cool,
That
actually.
would be fun. Yeah.
It was very cool, actually. I have plug here. My patrons got to see behind the scenes of me, and not the showering part, not the showering in the grain bin, but
That
got
was an
to see
awkward
the,
transition. Thanks
they
for
got to
clearing that
see
up.
the shower.
Only cash fans. Not that I know anything like that. But,
Oh my goodness.
wow.
Yeah. No. So well, you'll have to wait and see. You have to see if Kansas makes the comic. Who
Makes the
knows?
cut.
Maybe.
There
Maybe.
you go.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, go
GSM
ahead.
times 2 says Joshua is a great geo vlogger. So good for the game and all the vlogging creators, a true influencer in the GCNW and much more.
Oh, thanks.
Indeed.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that.
Many
Yes.
of us owe thanks to you, Joshua, to get
Why,
that.
yes.
It's pretty cool. If they don't know what GCNW is, that's the geocaching network. Like right when the first couple of years I started vlogging, I would get so many people that would ask for advice, and I thought, well, why don't we just all like give each other advice? So we created this group of individuals that are YouTube very niche, like geocaching niche in the first place, but geocaching YouTube creators even more niche. But there's a good chunk of us through the years, probably over 50 creators, but I think we're holding steady at like 30 people that create videos on a regular basis, and we have our own Facebook group and we have our own meetups, and so it's just kind of like supporting one another. So that's what he's referencing as the GCNW.
Oh,
Very
that's
cool.
great. It's
Yes,
good.
it's very
for have-
niche, and we're all very special, and we probably should all be in a short bus somewhere. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have support and friends to lean on. And
Mhm.
we here on Thursday night are very fond of the letters C and W. So we're grateful that
There
you
you go.
incorporated those into that.
Yeah,
There you go.
that was purposeful.
I'm sure it was.
Josh, there was a question from Alpinies. They want to know if the Reister Bunny will be making any guest appearances and what animal she would be.
Oh, well,
Frog.
she could probably a frog. A frog.
Reister Bunny is a frog. They both jump.
Come on, think about it.
Well,
Alligator.
Makino, you got to go back and add her in. You
Okay,
completely
let's draw one right now.
Wouldn't it be cute? Haven't you seen like when Signal on the holidays puts on costumes?
Ah.
She could be a frog, but then just put on a bunny costume.
Could be.
That
They all
would-
got to be animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
To answer that, I guess I'm not going to answer that question. Maybe she will.
All right.
Maybe she won't.
Oh,
Ooh.
Okay.
Chosen 1978 wants to know if she would be able to get a hold of this in New Zealand.
If you support the Indiegogo, for sure, we're shipping worldwide. So yes. And because we're going to probably be working with Amazon Publishing, wherever Amazon ships, I'm sure they're going to be able to get it.
Excellent.
Digital copy.
Yeah, or digital copy.
Yeah, that's good too.
But come on, let's be honest. There's something special about having it in your hand, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure. Chris, since I took your question, do you want to take the one that I had here? Whoops.
That
With the letters randomly around in.
I noticed that, and I'm going to take Western Australia as a penalty. Oh, we're not playing Risk. Sorry. Gentlemen, are there any? Well, you've kind of mentioned there's going to be some Easter eggs, some surprises, but are there any nuggets you might be able to share with the two listeners that we have right now who are interested in this?
I can't think of anything else I'd be willing to share that's not going to give away too
You've given
much.
a lot away.
It's got
Yeah,
Joshua in it. Did we mention that?
What?
Yeah.
No.
It's got
Oh,
and
yeah.
Land Monkey.
and maybe Reister Bunny.
Some geocaches. Going to interesting locations around the world.
Oh, and maybe an ammo can.
Yes. It starts off with an ammo can.
Oh, hey.
There you go.
Or a nano can.
So there.
Josh,
A
what were you just holding
nano
up there?
can.
Yeah.
What were you just holding up there, Josh? What was that?
This was a
It's-
Rich when he got his new software.
I was like, and he brought up the idea. I was like, let me try drawing you.
yeah,
So drew
Yeah.
some random stuff there and came up with that. And
it's a
it's the
sticker.
sticker.
Ah,
And it's interesting. I've kind of changed. Like this dude here looks a little bit different than the guy on the cover.
But he changes page by page. It's kind of funny.
He morphs as
I'm trying to get my style.
zombie at the end.
Let's hope not. So are you guys going to go on a big book tour after you publish this?
We'll see. We'll see how much the Indiegogo raises.
Get a bus.
I think it'd be
and off you
cool to go to like San Diego Comic-Con if we can get like an
That
artist
would be
alley
awesome,
table
yeah.
or something there, or even
Mhm.
like Emerald City Comic-Con. They're having it now finally after
Yeah.
being canceled twice. Will be in December, so too soon. I don't want to go, but figure maybe like the next year, maybe
Sure.
get like a little artist alley table or something in there to promote the book and see what happens with it there.
That
So
is-
maybe at a comic
Maybe.
convention near me.
We could do and we'll do a little geo evangelism.
There you go.
Oh, we can maybe hide
more
geocaches at the convention.
There you
Yeah.
go.
We can send people to go around, like find things and come back, and if they get it right, then they can get like, a handshake or something.
There we
Yeah,
go.
those Comic-Con things.
I'm all about recruiting more nerds into our fold.
Those Comic-Con things they're just getting off the ground, but I think they just might catch on.
They might. They
Yeah.
might.
Maybe you might have heard about San
Yeah.
Diego Comic-Con.
I will say this: our hope, I think I've said this already on other places, but our hope is that Rich and I will be able to sit next to each other at the block party this August with the book, be able to sell them in person at the 20th, 22nd, 24th, 23rd,
20 something,
Yeah,
20x, 2x.
20 something. So that's a big hope and goal that it'll be ready to go by then.
All right. Well, we're hoping that maybe even up in Abbotsford the week before too. So
That'd be cool. That'd be
for
cool.
GeoWoodstock. So, but yeah, do your NorthWest book tour if you've got the book ready. That would be very
sure.
cool. Yeah. All right. So we've got a few more questions, or I think they're mostly comments. That have come in.
Comments for us to react to.
Yes, there you go.
Yep.
Reactions.
Can you
But
can you
before I-
read them over the air?
Before I jump
yes.
to those, just a reminder for our listener: how can they support the project and get their own copy?
Yep. So Brian Ling, you put the link right there. And I just found out, Rich, I don't know if you knew this. This is cool. If you go into Google right now and you type geocaching comic, the first field will be like a geocoin that somebody created years ago. But the second one,
It's
will be the link for the.
Nice.
We're
for
number
the-
2. Yay!
We're number two. We're number two. Yeah. So just Google geocaching comic right now, and you'll be able to find the link. It's an Indiegogo link, and there's unlimited. The top tier is sold out, but there's unlimited spaces for any of those other levels. Again, there's stickers, path tags, trackables, digital copies, autograph copies. And they're going to be able to get. We're prioritizing them. They're going to get the book first. So, and the Indiegogo, I'm just going to have it run through the end of the year here. So even though it's already fully funded, I just want to make sure everybody has as much opportunity to get any of the swag that they're only going to be able to get through this time period. So
There you go.
Awesome.
You could buy it as a Christmas present for your family
Yes.
and give them a certificate to represent.
yeah,
that.
there you go, and they'll get it in the summer. That would be a horrible gift for an 8-year-old. That here's a certificate.
Here's a
You'll
piece of
enjoy it
paper that says
later.
you might get a comic.
It's the gift that doesn't give yet.
What did I
Or-
do wrong?
Right.
This is worse than coal.
Wow.
Oh, that's too funny. That's awesome. So just some more feedback. Gas Station Tuna suggests that the ape cache seems like a no-brainer animal-wise.
Okay. Rich,
Back to the drawing board, Josh.
Yeah, Rich.
Back to the drawing board. Why did we think of that?
Uh,
Oh, gas station tuna.
there you go.
Oh, not a good lunch choice though.
No, it's not.
No.
And Brian Lang was suggesting that the land monkey could get the ape cache, but
He's been there before. He might be there
He's
again.
I cached with him at an ape cache.
you
Yeah.
have.
Yes,
I've got
that's
video of
right.
it. It happened.
Some say.
Awesome. Well,
Maybe a GeoWoodstock. Write it down, Land Monkey.
I wrote it down. Don't worry, I got it.
Sim Rebel says I'll host the Kansas book signing.
There you go.
Excellent.
All right.
Yes.
There we go. We can just sit out right at Mingo there and sign them in the windy.
Buy
Plain.
my book. Buy my book.
Help me, Spock. Help me. Help me.
Well, I've kept up with the page while this podcast is going, and a couple more spots have filled in. So you guys are
Wow.
doing well.
Yay.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, we really appreciate everybody, and we appreciate you guys. Thanks for letting us continue to get the word out. And this is the first podcast that we've been on that we've talked about the book in detail. So
Wonderful.
You heard it here, folks. Here first,
exclusive
folks.
information, but it's midnight
This
here,
just
so
in.
I'm not sure who's listening, but no, I listen to the show usually on my ride to work. So even though I'm not from the Northwest, so always enjoy your show, guys.
Well, thank you. We're
It's a
honored to
guilty
share about
pleasure
your
if
book.
you're not in the Northwest.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very
I'm northwest of Chicago.
There you go.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, shall we put a pin in it there, guys?
Put a fork in it.
It's done. That's all right. Well, as always, we want to take a moment to thank both Landsharks and Gold Country Geotourism, our corporate Denali level sponsors. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. And remember, they are shipping those online orders daily. And for absolutely amazing geocaching adventures, check out exploregoldcountry.com. We want to thank our faithful Denali level supporters. That's Land Sharks with the Z, Gold Country Geo Tour, Team Squirrel, Groovy Owl, and the geocaching app Cachly. If you want to know more about supporting this show, click the Patreon link on thecachingnw.com, a website.
Like LG 9000 did.
And Limax,
And Broncos fan for life,
Kev MacD
Hacker Duck,
the Camp Clan,
and Teus.
B Pendragon,
Boomer 365,
MC 3 Cats.
Alarobrick,
just finding our way.
3 Hams. And a Rose.
Skyhawker,
Kittlebarb,
Tick Magnet.
Team Noltex,
GSM ×2.
The Geo Travelers.
Keats 94,
Sprouter,
Seebeck Tribe.
Subway Mark,
Trexer Zero,
Daughters.
Wet Coaster,
Greenwords,
T. Sayer.
Logwork,
Utox. 2 Rocks.
Udac,
Ooh, I get to do it this week. All right. Ari, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Gas Station Tuna.
Korsgat,
Nerve,
Peach of Washington.
and Segehove,
Winos, Seattle,
On a boat.
Geo Nav Pros,
Genies,
Dora Moore.
CRS 98,
Fairwood West.
And Kid Vegas 19.
All right. Thanks to all of them. And thanks to both of you guys for hanging out with us tonight. It's an honor, truly, to help spread the story about your comic book. And we've shared the Indiegogo link a couple times. We can put it up again, and we'll probably we'll definitely share that in the show notes. But if somebody wanted to get in touch with you and ask you questions, send you private donations, I don't know, they might want to get in touch with you. Is there a way that you would like them to do that?
Sure. You can find my YouTube channel. I've just put in geocachingvlogger.com, and that'll take you right there. I'm on Facebook, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, and now on TikTok. So TikTok's crazy, guys. You guys on TikTok?
I'm too old.
No, you're not. No, you're not. It's just like
dance.
everything. It's just like everything. The teens start with it, and then the old people take it over and ruin it.
Oh, if there's
good at
ruining
ruining
involved,
things.
Run
I'm
it into
there.
the ground.
Didn't know
So
that was
then
an
we're
option.
ready.
Yeah, I'm good at ruining things. All right. Well, great, Josh. How about you, Rich?
Well, you can find me on YouTube, as I said, Komikino, my geocaching or geocaching adventures of geocaching with Komikino and the kid. On Twitter at Rich Komikino, also on Instagram, but I don't do a bloody thing with that. Facebook, I have under my own name, but I kind of keep it with just people I know. So if I don't accept you there, don't take it personally. I just social media. But yeah, just random stuff goes up on Twitter, Rich, Twitter, and just maybe subscribe to a channel on YouTube and watch what silly stuff we do there.
Ooh, quality stuff there for sure.
Now, does your YouTube videos put people to sleep?
Sleep. I mean, what? I hope not.
It's
If they do, let me know about them in the comments below.
Rich, it's all about the watch time. It doesn't matter. They just have to be.
Just put it on, play all, walk away, go outside, mow the lawn, watch grass grow or paint.
That's what playlists are for. Yeah.
Play all.
I'm waiting for the breakoff channel from the geocaching vlogger of his evening stories, nighttime stories, bedtime stories.
Bedtime stories with the geocaching vlogger.
He'll read the classics.
We did have a question before we go before we finish wrapping things up.
Yes.
Josh, I can't remember who it was. It was GSM times 2. Wants to know who's the dog.
Oh, the dog. Here he is. His name is Goliath. He's such a beast.
Yeah.
And this started off as the Reister Bunny's dog, her college dog, and during COVID, so he's like a little COVID dog, and now Reese is nowhere to be found. She's at college, so guess whose dog she is now? This is my dog now. So that's how that goes.
That's how that goes.
And he
you got a free dog.
Loves me. Dog loves me.
Is that why he's biting you?
Yeah. Can you tell? He
loves the way he tastes.
Yeah,
exactly. Sit down. Right. Yeah, that's my dog. So.
I see.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's going okay.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us. Now, we do have a last tonight. You may ask what a last is. It's listeners ask some things, and now we get to answer. If you'd like to ask some things, call into 253-693-TFTC or email your question to feedback@cachingandw.com. The question tonight: if you were stranded on a desert island and you could choose one person to keep you company, who would it be? And since we're already running a little long, so let's just put out the answer and we'll move on. What do you think? Land Monkey, I'll start with you. We'll go counterclockwise. No pressure.
All right. Well, the correct answer is Mrs. Land Monkey, so I'm just going to leave it with that.
Okay.
This one's going to keep me out of trouble.
That's right. I need somewhere to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Wits End?
Well, like Land Monkey, the correct answer is Mrs. Wits End. But assuming that's assumed there, let's go outside there. And I'm going to say the professor from Gilligan's Island, because he could build anything out of coconuts and palm trees and would be off that island in a heartbeat.
In 3 hours?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3-hour tour. Of course, we'd be right back on the island, but no.
Yeah, that's right.
In that case, I'll choose
always
Mary
do
Ann.
that.
No. Rich, your turn.
MacGyver.
Was also
That's the
high
one
on
I
my
was
list.
gonna say.
Yeah, that was high on my list too.
You got the professor there, so I thought I got to get somebody who can at least do something. So MacGyver, but of course, my wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't tell.
I'm going to say, are you ready for mine?
Yes,
I'm
please.
going to say the comic book version of myself, because he's way cooler.
And you make friends with animals.
Yep.
Ah.
friends with animals.
Oh. Well, I was going to say MacGyver, but Rich stole it. So
I'm sorry. We can. You can have
Chuck
him.
Norris,
Chuck Norris.
Norris.
because he could move the island.
That's right.
So, folks, thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Don't forget that your support helps keep quality shows coming. If you like the show, click the Patreon link on cachingnw.com. And if you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about, because we'll do it. In either case, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. Subscribe. Give us a review. You can call 253-693-TFTC. Ask us a comment, or leave us a comment, ask us a question, or help us to get our own geocaching comic, because this is so cool. And no, that's not going to happen. This one's already in place. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific for live show, and even livelier chat. This show is produced by Chris Umpenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2021 by Chris Umpenauer. And folks, I ask you to stay tuned for
The After Show.
That was pretty fancy.
Yeah, well, Joshua, if you have to leave us because it's past your bedtime, we understand.
Well, I'm already here. I might as well.
Okay.
Might as well stay, guys, please.
It's past
If
my
I
bedtime.
have
Not gonna
to.
get any sleep.
I love the level of enthusiasm. That was
Right,
awesome.
right. Josh, you seem different tonight.
He needs caffeine.
That's awesome.
Go get some caffeine now.
I know.
You know,
I know.
that way you won't need to go
Be
to
up
sleep.
all night.
No.
Is there a break, or are we just going right into it?
We're going right into
right
it.
into
Okay.
the after show. We'll wrap up soon. Don't
Going
worry.
for another 6 hours, Josh. Come on, you
Full
can do it.
throttle.
What do we
GSM
got?
times 2 wants to know how many people are hosting or attending a good GIF event in the next couple of weeks.
Ah,
There's one in Marysville that I'll be going to on the 19th or 20th, Saturday. So definitely going to one. So there's that.
yep. We're doing a hashtag geocache road trip up to Kamloops because that's the closest one that we can get to without having to do a PCR test.
Positive crankcase rotation.
Yes.
That involves the nose, right?
Yep.
Positive.
And it tickles like
case
crazy.
rotation.
Yeah.
Tickle and okay.
I haven't even. I've been really busy at work and haven't even looked where there's one, but there's got to be one somewhere.
Yeah. I worked hard to try to host one and I couldn't get response from my local theater, so we didn't get it done in time. Let's see. UDAC says GSM times 2 and I are hosting a GOGIF.
Yep.
GOGIF.
And Gas Station Tuna says that they're going to be going to that one.
Hmm.
So there you go.
That's on a Southern California thing. That's what they do.
The SoCal troop is hanging tight there tonight.
Nice.
That's awesome.
GSM times 2 is the projectionist.
Ooh, fancy.
Wonder what he's projecting. His feelings.
His
Hmm.
voice
His voice, yeah.
from the diaphragm now.
Oh, by the way, on the map, there seems to be a lot in Europe. Who's
Oh,
ready for a
okay.
road trip?
Well, as long as your car can handle the Atlantic, you're in good shape.
You just got to get a lot of speed up.
Yeah. Okay.
Make the jump and jump a shark.
Yeah,
Fonz can do it.
That's right.
that's right.
Lawns can
Some
do anything.
car like Kit could do it, right?
Don't forget to invite Pinky Descadero.
Indeed. And UDAC says that's just how they roll in SoCal.
Just beware of the Malachi Crunch.
The Malachi Crunch. That was it.
I thought it was the Karachi Crunch. It's the Malachi Crunch.
The Malachi Crunch. Yep.
Okay.
Well, folks, on that note, I mean, come on, the Malachi Crunch.
Before we
That's-
slide downhill ever further.
Before we
Everyone.
lose more
Next-
listeners.
Until
I mean,
next
what?
week, get out and get caching in the Northwest.